السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome all of you wherever you are. I welcome you with your program Fatwa Life that comes to you from Mishka Center in the 7th day of the Hijjah. The first question today about the injections. Like, does the steroid shot break your fast? Is there a difference if you take it intramuscular injection versus the intra-articular injection when it comes to saving fasting? Well, if it is for, if you take it because you want to, as a cure for something you have, and that's what the doctor wants you to take, then it is not a problem. But not so you could give strength for yourself against the fasting. And there is no difference between the muscular or the through the vein. Second question. It's about the Visa card and setting up the credit card score halal or haram. And the other one, paid membership in Costco, Walmart, HEP, Kroger, and all this stuff. The answer for the fiqh committee in the United States, about the debit card, I'll give you the decision that they make. They are the cards that allows you to get your products or services, and it requires that you take pay riba if you are late. So originally it's from the bad or corrupted contract, because it has a riba part that requires you to pay riba. So it is allowed to take it, to get these kind of cards or use them, since there is a common need for it, and there is a need for it, and it will be very hard to have a replacement or an alternative. And you think when you are using it that you're able to pay on time and not to fall into that corrupted part of that contract, which is to pay the interest, the usury, the riba. And if you pay it on time and you think that you'll be able to, whatever you debit your card with, it will be good. And you use those credit cards according to the need, not to go beyond that. It's not allowed to take cash withdrawal from these credit cards, because that's when it comes automatically, the interest. Because in the other services, the other charges, you have a grace period. But when you take cash withdrawals, it's immediately kick in the interest. Now, for as far as debit card, it is okay because that comes out of your own account. And for the membership, like Walmart, Kroger, Sam's, Costco, all this, that is allowed. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And they just provide you with so many convenient things. Final question. There was a big argument between me and wife, and my eldest daughter. She raised her voice on me, which made me angry, and I broke a glass window over a meter, and I start bleeding, and I start hitting my head on the floor. And when my wife came close to me, I told her she's divorced, and I was so angry. I was awake. I was aware of what I'm saying. She was in the pure area. She's not on a period. And we did have to So what do I do? Well, my answer to you: do not get angry. Somebody came to the Prophet ﷺ and told him to give him an advice. He said, "Give me an advice, Prophet, Messenger of Allah." He said, "Do not get angry." So he repeated his question. Want me to get something else? He told him, "Do not get angry." He said it 3 times. And you should know that if you get angry and hold of you, you cannot hold it back and close the intention and the knowledge, there is no divorce. Because of the hadith, there is no divorce in ighlaq, which is that stage that you're not aware of what you're doing. You're not aware of what you're saying. You get to the point where it's too much for your brain to catch on reality. So, from what you told me, when you break the glass like this and you start bleeding and you don't feel it and you start hitting yourself on the floor, even though you're awake, you're aware, but you still, that's the ultimate anger. Wallahu alam. And that's ighlaq. Anyway, there's another way out. Because you said you divorced her in a pure that you already had sex with it. Whether you had came or not, that's a bid'ah divorce. And with the if divorce, there's a dispute between the scholars. Most of it happened. It is forbidden on you divorce her in a pure that you didn't have sex with. Because Allah said, if, oh Prophet, if you divorce the women, do it to their to the waiting period and count it, and they will not be getting out, nor you kick them out unless they come with a big fahisha. You don't know, maybe Allah Azza wa Jal will bring something out of this. And you keep her in the household. You don't kick her out, you don't expel her out. And you'll come back to norm. So, see, it is forbidden all the scholars, but it happens on the majority. But some of the scholars, they dispute that, and they said it does not happen. It does not count, because the Prophet ﷺ said, whomever, when somebody who provides in this matter, it is returned back to him. Anyway, I will ask you a question. Is this the first time you do this? If it is the first, second, no problem, because you still have the right to return her back. But if it is the third one, that's when we have a problem. We need to take more contemplate on this, because the third one, Allah Azza wa Jal says about it that she is not permissible back then until she marries somebody else. If that did not happen, for those who said this is an evaded divorce, to return the family together, maybe you could use that, if that's the third one. Even though we say it does happen, but in the difficult situations, if there is a desperate need to reduce the harm, we could use that opinion, so the family does not break. Ask Allah Azza wa Jal to bring peace and harmony in your life, and to bring the family together. someone who is half sick, his clothes they have a lot of bugs. Do we stop him from the masjid? No, you don't prevent somebody from the house of Allah. The only thing there is a true harm that's going to happen. That's very clear. There's no doubt about it, and there's no. And you cannot prevent this harm except by pushing that person out, and that's the only way you do it. But if you do it, you have to do it gently, and you find the solutions, the cure. You take him to a mental doctor, and the masjid should help in the expenses of that if he cannot afford that. Because the Muslims, in their love and their compassionate to each other, it's like one body. If one part is complaining, the whole body is aching with it. So we don't stop no one from the houses of Allah. Allah said, do not kick those who call their Lord day and night. They seek His face. And stay with those who are calling their Lord day and night. But in the special cases, there is, if you have to get someone out to stop the harm on the rest of the people, not a problem. But it has to be really something exceptional. And to help him in getting out of that calamity or difficulty. A rule about helping Sudanese or non-Muslim with money so you could bury him. If there's like a neighborhood, relationship, partnership in work, because the to bury the dead, it's allowed, Muslim and non-Muslim. When Abu Talib died, Ali came to the Prophet ﷺ. He said, your uncle, the stray, had died. He said, go and bury him. So if you are in, and we have a connection with this man, whether it is friendship, partnership, or neighbor, or previous living, not a problem, inshallah. And it's from the goodness that we were ordered to do. Can you share in the Adhiyah for Muslims in the West, in the East, Arabic country, because they are in desperate need for it than here? Yes, not a problem. But you do your slaughtering here, wherever you live. So he'll witness it, he'll eat from it, but there's nothing to transport it, to take it somewhere, to take it to places of difficulties, or to bring happiness to the relatives and kinship. So shouldn't be any problem, inshallah. But my son, to share al-Hadiyah, you cannot, if it is in the cow, I can understand. If it's 1/7, that's fine. Or in a camel, but to have in a lamb, no. Or goat, no. It has to be only for one person. Unless we donate it to somebody, and he is the one who is making the udhiyah, and he put us to share the reward. To share in the reward, this is okay, but in the udhiyah, no. At Jum'ah, and when the Khatib is in the member, some of the kids, they are distracting people and they can move and they talk. So if you stood up to slow that so they could stop the, is that okay? The fathers, the mothers are the one who's supposed to do it first, especially on the Fridays, where it's very hard to control the kids and they have too much movement. And they're on the past, I mean the lecture and the prayer on people to benefit from. They have the right to be raised in the masjid. And their fathers, they have the right to come to the masjid with them, accompany them, especially in outside the Muslim countries. But the masjid need to do some kind of spaces for babysitting. Some of the games so they could be distracted with them. So the parents will be concentrated in the prayers. If that happens, some of them entered and they distracted people. And there should be, you have to get up to stop the distraction. It should be no problem. But without talking. You could do it with a signal without talking. Because if he said so, it will mean you have made low. The final question, I was very certain that my period was very organized, very good during the breastfeeding. I don't think I went through any difficulties. And when I heard the breastfeeding affect the period, that made me uncertain, made me have doubts. Well, my daughter, don't let the doubt ruin what you are certain about. Worship in your Lord. It goes into certainty, not on doubt. Second follow question: how do you perform patience in the first calamity hits, and the human does not think of that when he gets the calamity? No, my daughter, the one who is connected to Allah, the tongue that is always busy with the mention of Allah, Allah Azza wa Jal will make him remember. He will remind him at those times of the you're prevented because of the sin that you have done before. Because the person could be prevented. Those who are connected with Allah, who have tongue is very busy with Allah, Allah Azza wa Jal will help them to soar steadfast. And his soul, let's suppose, do something wrong, and then he remembered. Because Allah said, those who are God conscious, if they messed with if they're touched with the shaitan, they remember, and they remember Allah Azza wa Jal. And they go back, they repent. And remember, you could have stories about those who are patient from the previous generations, from the companions of Prophet, from the Prophet. It will give you, it will teach you. Because you're always into one of two situations. Either a bounty from Allah Azza wa Jal that Allah bestowed on you, that requires you to be grateful and to be thankful, or a calamity that requires patience and be satisfied with Allah's decision is the best things. Amazing the matter of the Muslim, all his matters are good if he is patient, he's grateful, and if he get a calamity, he is patient. So he is grateful in the ease and he is very patient in the hardship. And it's all good for him. There is a bounty of dying in Medina. No, even if you are died there by accident, Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah will write him the reward of those who lived and died in Al-Madinah or Al-Baqi'. And there is nothing on the bounty of Allah. If the father's money comes from haram resources, what is about the son using that money? We have said before that the wrongdoing, the forbidden money that came in from forbidden resources, the that forbidden does not transfer to anybody else. The one that transferred the money into a legitimate way, like buying or selling or charity, or a required expenditure. If the father spends some money on his son, if he get it from a wrong one, the father gets his burden and the nothing on the son. And if he made charity, there's nothing wrong with that. The whisper of the shaitan, again on this person, and I tell him that all the whispering of the shaitan in purifications, or you just put it behind your back. Don't think much of it. So you will not ruin your life, ruin your time. Know that Allah is more merciful in His, and more than what you expect. He does not burden them what they cannot handle. And the application depends on the capability. Someone is not sure. If you are not sure, then do with the best assumption, the best of your knowledge. Do whatever you do the best. There is no way except to worship Allah except with that. Just make sure that if what you know, and then you build on it. Wallahu alam. And if you made a mistake, you get the reward one time. If you correct, then you are getting two rewards. So we come to the conclusion of the first part. Inshallah, continue a couple of hours. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.